Okay. So let's have a quick recap what we have discussed in the last session. In the last session, we have discussed about how we can create our AWS account. And then we have discussed about how we can create our Windows EC2 machine. In today's session, we are going to start with the topic called how we can create a Linux EC2 machine. But before starting off this particular topic, any question anyone have, you can please raise your hand. And I'm sharing the WhatsApp group link in the chat box for AWS batch 181. And I'm going to share course content link. And I'm also going to share my team contact details. If you want to ask any question related to training, you can even contact them. And I'm going to share my email ID. So while practice, if you have any doubt, you can please email. Now, any question anyone have, whatever we have discussed till now, please raise your hand. Anyone have any question? Look like no one has any question. So we'll start with our today's topic where we are going to discuss about how we can create our Linux machine. To create a Linux machine also, we need the same details whichever we require in our previous session. So let me remove these details. We need CPU, RAM, and operating system. In previous session, we have used Windows as operating system. In today's session, we are going to use Linux as operating system. So first of all, let me log into my AWS account. Back. I'm going to change the region to Mumbai. Here. Now I'm going to EC2 service. In previous session, we have created one EC2 machine. After that, what we have done, we have terminated that particular EC2 machine. So if I go to instance, we are not able to see the EC2 machine which we have created in our previous session. Because after termination of few minutes, system is going to completely delete that EC2 machine from our AWS console. So again, I'm going to click on launch instance to create a Linux EC2 machine. So click on launch instance. So what is the first step we need to do? We need to give the name to our EC2 machine. So I'll give the name as Linux 180. First step completed. Scroll down. Second step is we need to select operating system. We have discussed in previous session. In normal language, we call it as operating system, but in AWS, it is called as AMI, Amazon Machine Image. So which AMI we are going to select? Here in Linux, I have Amazon Linux also. I have Ubuntu also, Red Hat, Sushi. I have different types of Linux operating system. I'm going with the default one, which is showing us Amazon Linux. I'm going with this one. And under this Amazon Linux, also we have different types. Here. Which one I'm going to use? The one which is showing us as free tier eligible. And which one is showing is Amazon Linux 2023. Here. This particular EMI I'm going to use because this particular EMI is coming under our free tier. Scroll. Now, in previous session, I need CPU and RAM. How much I need? In last session, I need one CPU, one GPU. In this session also, to create my Linux machine, I just go with this particular CPU and RAM. And we have discussed in previous session, free tier type is coming with the name called T2.micro. So we have used the T2.micro in previous session. In this session also, we are going to use the same instance type T2.micro. Definitely in real time, we are going to select the instance type as per our client requirement. But right now, we are only going to select T2.micro because T2.micro is coming under our free. Scroll down. Now we need to again generate a key. We have discussed in previous session, keyword is a combination of two keys, public and private key. Public key is getting stored in our cloud platform and private key is going to download in our local machine. So can I use existing key pair which we have created in previous session? If I want, I can use this also. But I'm not going to use the same key. For Linux one, I'm going to create a separate key. And for this one, I'm giving the name as Linux-181-key. So click on create new key. Give the name. Private key file format needs to be .pel. Create. Here I'm going to store this particular key in our batch 180. Scroll down. Regarding this network, subnet, auto-assign public IP, we are going to discuss in our upcoming session when we'll come to a service called VPC. Scroll down. Now, what we need to create? We need to create a security group. We have discussed it. Security group is a set of firewall rules which control the traffic of our EC2 machine. In previous session, to connect our Windows machine, by default, system has enabled a port number RDP. And we have discussed it. For RDP, the port number is 3389. Same way, to connect Linux machine, it is mandatory to enable a port number SSH. Anyone knows the port number for SSH? You can confirm in the chat box. Okay, if you are correct answer, if you are incorrect. The correct answer is 20. SSH port number is 22. RDP port number is 338. Scroll down. You can see here, system is by default enabling our SSH port. By default, this is available. And whatever the security group we are creating it, for every security group, we are getting a name there. In previous session, we didn't give the name to our security group. This is the default name. Right now, they are giving to this security group, which I'm going to create. I don't want to use the default security group name. I want to give my own name. So with the help of this, I can easily identify and I can use the same security group in our upcoming sessions also. So we are giving a proper naming convention to our security. So how can I give my own name? Here we have a edit option for network settings. Scroll down. Here I can give the. I'm giving the name as Linux 181-SG. And you can see here, it is showing us the port range 20. Scroll down. Source type is anywhere. Anywhere means if a person has public IP, if a person has that particular PEM file, he can connect to this particular EC2 machine from any part of the world. Right now, just for starting purpose, I'm giving anywhere. In our upcoming session, we have few more options here. Custom, my IP. Regarding these options, we are going to discuss in upcoming session. Now, scroll down. And how much storage we are getting it? 8. For Windows machine, AWS by default giving us 30 GB. For Linux machine, by default, they are giving us 8 GB. But how much is coming under our free quota? 30 GB is coming under our free tier. 30 GB is coming under our free tier for maximum for one single EC2 machine. If you are going to allocate more than 30 GB, then it is going to chargeable. Equal to 30 GB is not chargeable. So I don't need right now much space. So I'll go with the default size with 8 GB. So let's have a just quick recap what we have done. First of all, we have given the name. Second thing, we have selected our AMI as Amazon Linux 2023 version. Third option, we have select instance type. With instance type, system is going to select CPU and RAM for our EC2 machine. Scroll down. Then we have selected our keyway, the one which we have created by using create new keyway. Then we didn't do anything in this VPC setting. These are the default settings I'm using right now. What is it? VPC, subnet, auto assign public IP. All these options we will discuss in upcoming session. Scroll down. Then we have created a new security group with our own name, and we have enabled a port number called 20. And storage we have given as 8 GB. And how many machines we are going to create? Only one. So here we have a summary also, software image, instance type, security group, and 8 GB of this storage. Click on launch instance. So we have created our Linux EC2 machine. Click on instances. And here we are able to see the EC2 machine. It will take some time. Here. So still in process. Now our machine is in the running state. I'm going to click on this plus button. With the help of this one, it is going to filter and only showing us running EC2 machines. Here we are. So this is how we can create our machine, and we can see here the key which I have used, the security group which we have used. Here we are able to see. Same thing, I can see the details below also. Yeah, I have a security group. Well, here I can see the security group. So this is how we can create our Linux EC2 machine. Now is just creating a machine, our work is completed? No. What we need to do? We need to connect to our Linux machine. Before that, let's just check the PPT. So we have selected our AMI instance type. We have created a new key pair. Here, after that, we have enabled SSH port. And here I've given the note that for Windows, RDP port needs to be enabled, and for Linux, SSH port. And then we have launched our EC2 machine. Any question anyone have? Whatever we have done till now, please let me know. Yes, Nirmala.
Yesterday you have like about the Windows. Yesterday we have done the training. So
Yes.
today about the Linux means those who are
Yes.
using the Windows, they have to follow yesterday's session, and those who are using Linux, they have to follow
No.
today's session. Is it or
No.
no?
No. We are creating a virtual server, means a machine we are creating in AWS server.
Hmm.
So right now I'm using a Windows machine. So in which type of machine you want to work on AWS cloud platform, based on that you need to create. Like
Okay.
your client want to, whatever the application, let's say example, developers want to develop. They
Hmm.
want to develop that application on Windows machine, or they want to develop application on Linux machine.
Okay. Okay. It depends on the clients.
Client requirement. So we need to
Client
know
requirement.
how to create Windows machine also. We need
Hmm.
to create Linux machine also. But Nirmala, as per my personal experience, 99% of the clients are using Linux machines.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. But yes, you need to know both the one, but we can't think about that. Might be any of the client is using Windows machine, or might be they have some work. So you need to know how to create Windows machine and how to connect to Windows machines.
Okay.
Okay. So that's why we have learned in previous session for Windows. In
Hmm.
today's session, we are going to learn about Linux.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Neela, you can unmute.
Hello.
Yes.
Acha. In one of my AWS account, can I create two machines, EC2 in Windows and EC2 in Linux simultaneously?
Yes, you can create. One by one also you can create, or while creating a machine, here we are getting a number of instance option also. If you mention the number 2 there, system will create two machines in one single go also. See here I'm getting number of instance. So if you mention number 2 here, 2, and launch instance with same name, with same configuration, system will create two machines in one single go.
Okay. So
Okay.
I will create one in Windows, then after another one in Linux. That is also possible.
Yes, it is also possible.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Anyone have any more questions? Yes, Abhishek.
And about the sharing the storage, if you are creating an, for example, 10 instances, the total count should be around 30 GB, right?
Per machine.
Okay, it's for per machine.
Whatever the size we are getting 8 GB right now, that is for per machine we are getting it, not for all machine 8 GB. Per machine will get allocated with 8 GB of the storage.
Okay. And what is the 30 GB means?
30 GB is the free tier we got.
Okay.
30 GB is the free tier for per machine with the type GP2. Okay. What is a GP2 type? You will understand in upcoming session.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to connect to this particular EC2 machine. To connect to this particular EC2 machine also, I need a software. Like in previous session, we have used remote desktop connection to connect our Windows machine. Same way, to connect our Linux machine, we need a software. Which software we are going to download? The two softwares we are going to download, one is called Putty, other one is called Putty. Putty is called as terminal. And here I've given the website link also from where you can download Putty and Putty. So let me share the link also in the chat box with you guys. Then scroll down. Here are putty.exe. as per your system requirement, just click on putty.exe and system start downloading putty.exe. Scroll down. In the same website, scroll down. Here I'm getting puttygen.exe. So we need to download putty and puttygen. Putty we have downloaded. Now we are going to download puttygen as per your system requirement. So click on puttygen.exe. Now system is downloading our puttygen. So we got both the folders. Here I got. So I'm going to store both the softwares in our 181 folder. Done. We have downloaded. Next thing, now we need to connect to our machine. But before connect to our machine, what I need to do is I need to generate PPK file using puttygen. Which file system has downloaded as our private key? PEM file. But I need to convert this PEM file into PPK file. Why I need to convert PEM into PPK? Because the terminal which I'm using putty does not support PEM file. So we need to convert this PEM into PPK. So to convert this PEM into PPK, that's why we have downloaded puttygen. This particular tool puttygen is going to help us to convert PEM into PPK. So let's learn how we can convert PEM into PPK. I'm requesting you to please see my screen very carefully, because if you're going to do any mistake in this process while connecting to your machine, you will get an error message. And do I need to install these softwares? No, I don't need to install it. If I double click on puttygen, system is automatically going to open this particular puttygen software. Now, click on load. Now, when I click on load, I need to select that particular PEM file. And right now my cursor is in batch 149. I'm going to change to 180. If you see here, system is not able to find any file. It is giving me error message, no item match your search. Why? Because here system is looking for PPK file. Do I have any PPK file in my local machine? No. So I need to change the type from PPK to all files. And now I am able to see all files. For which PEM file we need to generate PPK? For Linux 181-key.pem. Select this one. Open. Click on. Next step. Click on Save Private. You need to click on only two buttons. First, load to load your PEM file, and then save private. So click on save private. Click on yes. Now give the name to your PPK file. It can be any name you can give. I'm giving the same name as my PEM file. So I can easily identify this PPK file is for which particular PEM file. My PEM file and PPK file name is same. Click on save. Done. And you can see here I got the PPK file. Extension is also. If you want me to repeat these steps, please confirm in the chat box. I'm going to repeat it because these steps are very important. If you do any mistake while connecting to your machine, 100% you will get error message. Okay. I'm going to repeat. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to delete my PPK file. I'm again going to do that. First of all, you need to open Puttigen. Then click on load. Don't click on generate. We don't need to generate. Click on generate. Only click on load. Then after click on load, we need to select our PEM file from where we have stored that PEM file. I'm already in the batch 181 folder. And now I'm changing the file name to all files. We are able to see our PEM file. Done. Click on open. Okay. Click on save private key. Yes. Now give the name to your PPK file. It can be any name you can give. I'm giving same name as my PEM file. Click on save. Done. So we have saved our PEM to PPK. Now, guys, I'm using a putty terminal. In market, we have hundreds of terminal. If you know any of the terminal, you can use that also. But why I'm showing you putty? Because putty is the #1 terminal in the market. So I want you to familiar with the tool which is getting widely used in the market. So might be if you know any other tool, you can use it. But when you're trying to work, might be you're not aware of that, how to link a PEM file or PPK file. So how you can work on that. That's why I'm showing you the putty and I'm suggesting you to use putty. But yes, if you are interested to use any other terminal, it's up to your wish. You can go with that also. Now, so we have converted our PEM to PPK. Next, select your EC2 machine, click on connect. So I'm going to select my machine, click on connect. When I click on connect, go to SSH client. Here we have a SSH client. Now, if you see here we are getting an example. You don't need to copy the full example. You need to copy from where EC2-user is going to start. So just copy this particular command. And I'm going to note down in my notepad. Done. Note down the host name. This is called as host name. We have note down our host. Now open putty. So I'm going to open the putty. Done. If you see here, it is asking for host name or IP address. So we have already noted down the host name. So I'm going to copy, paste. Done. Next step. Attaching PPK file with our putty. So how we can link? You need to click on plus button for SSH. The plus button which we are able to see here, you need to click here. Done. Next step, click on this plus button for auth. Done. Next step, click on credentials. Done. Now the first option which we are getting here, we need to select our PPK file. So click on browse. This is batch 153. I need to change to 181. Here I am. Click on open. Click on open. Click on accept. And you can see here I'm able to connect to my Linux EC2 machine. So this is how we can connect to our Linux EC2 machine with the help of Word. Now, any question anyone have? Please let me. Yes, Solomon, you can unmute.
Yeah, my question is, when you're talking about downloading the PuTTY and the PuTTYGen,
Hmm.
we do the download on our regular browser, or because I'm just trying to confuse between. I was trying to imagine if we since we're
We are
creating a
going to download in our local machine, and you can use any of the browser.
also, how do we import our local machine stuff that have been downloaded into the virtual machine? Because I thought the virtual machine is kind of operating separately from the
You
physical.
want means you want to transfer a local machine data to EC2 machine.
Yeah. So how is that done? That's where I think
How to transfer the data, I'm going to show you in upcoming session. We have a concept, because in our upcoming session, you are going to generate some files. That particular files you are going to upload in your machines also. So how to transfer your local files in your EC2 machine, I'm going to show you in upcoming sessions. Right now, I'm just going to show you how to create a machine and how to connect to this machine. That's the basic thing we are starting. Other things we are going to slowly learn in our upcoming session.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But the reason I asked is because I got lost when you're trying to connect the EC2 Linux machine you created. So I don't know how that process was.
I'll show you again. Let me show you again.
Mhm.
Just a minute. So are you able to see till here that which we have copied that command?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we have opened the putty. Okay. And in the host name or IP address where it is asking, I'm going to enter the command which we have noted. Okay. Next step, we need to select our PPK file. So click on plus button for SSH. Then click plus button for auth. And then click on credentials. And the first option which we are getting here, in that first option, we need to select our PPK file. So click on browse, select your PPK file and click on open. Again, click on open. And you can see here, we are able to connect to our Linux machine. Okay. Is the doubt clear now?
Yeah, I think I will follow up again when I from the recorded class and follows stepwise.
You need to practice it, because practice is more important. When you're doing practice, that time your doubts will more clear, and that time you are going to email me whenever you have any questions.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Practice is more important. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Ram.
Yeah. Hi, Ankit.
Hi.
Just wanted to know, I mean, in my company, right, we
Hmm.
connect to PuTTY through the, what do you say, IP address and password. We do not select this
Yes, we
PPK
have an
file.
option also.
Yeah,
We
so I mean,
can
yeah,
go with that
part,
also.
yeah. Will you show us in
Yes,
later
in
point of
upcoming
time?
session.
Okay.
Right now,
then
I'm going to
fine.
show you with IP address with PPK file.
Okay.
In our
Then fine.
upcoming
Okay.
session, I'm going to show you how we can link a password also. That time I'm going to show you, Ram, when we are going to learn about how we can create users in our Linux machine. Are you going to connect with which user, Ram?
Root user.
With root user. But
Right.
in a real of all team having one single user, or they have different users?
No, all of us, we use the single user itself, root user.
Your team, but other, if I talk about developers team?
I mean, they work on Helm chart and Docker. So, I mean, they don't use this VM most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, but in real time, what actually in some company, might be not in going with that one. In some companies, we are not providing the same user to all people. We'll create different users for them also. So we need to know how to create users. So that which you're talking about password option, Ram, we will learn when we learn about how to create users in our Linux machines.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Ankit,
So that time we have an option of password also. I'm going to show you. So you want to link a password for your user, you can do that also.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, as like we have discussed with Ram right now, I'm going to show you how we can connect this machine by using IP address. Because right now what we have used host name. But if you see here, we have a first tab called EC2 Instance Connect. Here I'm getting the IP address. So I can connect to this machine by using this IP address also. So for this one, first of all, let me again open putty. And I'm going to close my previous term. Because it is asking for host name or IP address. So it means now I can enter the IP address here. And the next step is we need to link a PPK file. Same process. Open, accept. Now I need to enter a username. Earlier, when I'm running this command, in this command, the first thing what we are getting here is our username. So if you see here, here is our user. EC2 hyphen enter. And you can see here, now I'm able to connect to my Linux machine by using IP addresses. So we can connect our machine by using hostname also or by using IP address. And whenever we are using Amazon Linux, for Amazon Linux, a default username is always EC2 hyphen. And you don't need to go to every time connect option to get the IP address. If I select my EC2 machine, I'll get the IP address here also. Public IP address. Don't go with private IP address. Regarding private IP address, we'll discuss in upcoming session. So here we are getting the public IP. Now, any question anyone have, please let me know. Now, what I'm going to do, after that, I don't need this particular EC2 machine anymore. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to terminate this EC2 machine. Like if you see here in my machine, I have some Jenkins machine or Docker machine. I need this machine in my another batch. But right now, this machine I don't require for this 181 batch. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this machine, go to instance state and terminate. And again, click on. So we have terminated this particular EC2 machine and connection is also get disconnected. Yes, Solomon, you can unmute.
Why do we terminate after creating an EC2 machine? Why is it necessary to terminate it?
Because I don't need that machine.
You don't
That's why
need
I'm
it.
I don't need this machine. That's why I'm terminating. But I need this Docker machine. So that's why I'm not terminating that EC2 machine.
Oh, okay. If you say you don't need it, well, if you don't need it, well, why do we create it in the first place? Can I just?
Because I want to show you how to create a Linux EC2 machine. If I'm not creating, how you can learn it?
Oh, okay. So in real life situation, but when we create it, we don't need to terminate it,
In
right?
real time, we are not terminating it. Just for our after practice, we are terminating it. This is not real time. This is training.
Okay, thank you. I understand.
Okay.
I was just trying to make sure.
After practice, we need to terminate. Okay. In real time, we are not going to terminate these machines.
Okay.
Okay. Like I am using this particular machine. I have a batch going on for AWS DevOps. So 153. So I need this particular machine. I need this Jenkins machines also. So I'm not terminating those machines. So, but the machine which I've created right now, I don't need this machine right now.
So last question. What instant in AWS console, what does instance stand for? What's the meaning of the instance?
EC2 is also called as instance.
So is instance where like
EC2 instance means this machine, the EC2 machine is called as instance. Instance and EC2 both are same thing.
Okay, so instance is where your different machine types are.
Instance type, yes. Instance type means how much CPU and RAM we need. Those are coming under instance type.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Now, like in previous PPT, I have shared some useful link just for your knowledge purpose. Here also, I'm sharing some useful link also with you guys. While practice, if you get an error message, as timeout error message, I have given that particular solution. While practice, if you get error message, no supported authentication method available, for that also I have given the solution. If you get timeout error message, it means there's a problem in your system related to some settings. So you need to resolve that issue in your system. If you get this particular error message, it means you are doing some mistake while generating a PPK file. If I show in the process, if you follow the correct process, then you will not get this particular error message. And here I have given the link. If you're using Mac operating system, you need to install Git, because in Mac operating system, you can't use. So how to install Git on Mac operating system? The link is given here. So I'll upload this PPT after the session. You can check this useful link. Now moving forward, we are going to discuss about some more options. PPK file using AWS. Right now, what we have done to create this particular Linux machine, we have created one PEM file, and that particular PEM file we have converted into PPK. But in AWS, we have an option. I can directly create a PPK file. PPK file I can do. Now, an important point, please listen me very carefully. The option which I am going to show you right now, this option is for knowledge purpose. This particular option we are not going to use in our upcoming session. Even in real time also, we are not using it. It means in real time, we are not directly generating a PPK file by using our AWS account. Why? The reason is because in some cases, we need PEM file also. There is no option I can generate a PEM to PPK. PPK to PEM I can't generate. From PEM to PPK is possible, but to PPK to PEM is not possible. This option I'm just going to show you for an interview purpose. This might be in the interview, they can ask you, can we generate a PPK file by using AWS account? Yes, we can generate. So you are aware of that, how to generate a PPK file by using AWS. I can generate this particular PPK file while launching an EC2 machine also. Or if I want, I can create before creation of my machine also. Earlier, I have shown you while creating a machine, how we can generate a key. But this time I'm going to show you, we are generating a key before creation of the machine. So for this one, we need to go to network and security. And under that, we have an option of key pairs. Scroll down. Here we have network and security. There we have an option of key pairs. If you see my account, how many key pairs I have generated? 50. 50 key pairs I have generated. I can search the key pairs which we have created in previous sessions. Here are they. These two key we have generated till now. And here we have on right hand side, I can generate a key pair. So click on create key pair. When I give this, we need to give the name. Let me give the name as Linux-181-PPK. copy, give the name, scroll down, and you can see here private key format .ppk, and in that one it is clearly mentioned for use with putty. PPK is only used for putty. So click on create key. When I click on create key pair, here system has created our PPK file directly from AWS. I'm going to store this key. Done. Now again, I'm going to instance. And I'm going to create a new EC2. Launch instance. So the name I'm giving to my machine. Scroll down. Again, I'm going to use the same AMI, Amazon Linux. Scroll down. By default, we have an instance type t2.micro, which is coming under our free tier. I'm going to use the same. Scroll down. Key pair. Let's search our key, which we have generated right now. See here. Are we able to see that particular key? Linux -181- PPK. We are able to see that. So we can create this key before creation of the machine also, or while creating a machine also we can do that. Scroll down. Now, again, I need a security group. In previous example, we have created a security group. Do I need to again create a security group, or can I use an existing security group also? I can use the existing security group also. So select existing security group, and here we can search existing security. Here I'm getting a lot of security. So search 181 here. Linux 181-ST. In this particular security group, which port we have enabled? We can check by using compare security groups. SSH port we have. Done. Scroll down. 8 GB of the storage we are. And here we can see the summarize, number of instance, AMI, instance type, and now I am able to see this security group. In previous example, it is showing us new security group, because at that time we are creating a new security group. But right now I'm using existing security group, so it is giving the name of that particular security group. And 8 GB of the storage we are going to use right. Click on launch instance. Done. So we are able to create our Linux machine directly by using PPK. So I'm going to copy the public IP directly from here. And I'm going to open putty. Selecting a PPK file. Open, accept, asking for user type. EC2-user, and you can see here, we are able to connect to our Linux machine directly by using the PPK file, which we have generated by using our AWS. This is how we can generate a PPK file by using our AWS account. But I've already told you in real time, we are not generating by using this thing because in upcoming session or in some case in real time, we need temp files. In which are those cases, we will understand in our upcoming session. Any question anyone have? Please let. Yes, Ram Sharma.
Yeah, Ankit. So when you were using the existing key, right, just wanted to check if we can use, I mean, basically if multiple instances can use the same key, or each instance will be having its unique key.
We can use the same key also for multiple instances, but it needs to be with same type. Same type means that like all the machines are using web server. Like in one machine, I'm using web server, in another machine, I'm using database. These are, I can say, different type. So I can't use in this case same key pair. If you're trying to use for a few days, it will work. But after that, when AWS identify these things, as per the security reason, they are going to stop you. You're not able to connect to those machines because of security reasons.
Okay, so you mean basically the EC2 instance configuration, it has to be same for the same key, right?
Means under the softwares also, whichever it needs to be same. Then it is
Okay.
use the same key pair. If those things are different, AWS will identify after a few days, and they are going to block you to connect to that particular machine. And it can be because of the security reasons.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, hi Ankit. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
So in the last step, what you have done is you have used some other security group, right? Instead of creating
Same
a new
security group, we have used the one which we have created for our previous machine.
Yes, right. But the thing is, we already terminated that previous machine, right?
We
But
have
how come?
terminated the machine. But in you have okay, might be talking about the Azure thing. You have the same thing in previous session. Am I right? Praveen, I'm right?
No, Ankit. Today we have created one Linux machine, and after that,
let me complete. You are the one who asked me the question about resource group in previous session.
yes, right.
So that's why you're thinking about Azure here. It is not same like that one. Whatever the security groups we are creating, it will be separate here. And those things are not going to delete by this system. And even in key pair also, you can see here, I already have existing key pairs in my machine. That's why I have right now 51 key pairs total now in my machine. And if I show you the security groups, how many security groups I have? If we just start showing the count, 66 security. So those things are not going to delete by the system if you are deleting our EC2 machine.
Okay. Yeah, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Yes, Mohammed, you can. Yes, Mohammed Zahid, you can ask your question.
Sir, I am creating that account, this account, but in that region is not showing anyone any of.
No, for the first thing you need to select a region.
Yeah, I have selected that region, but in that account not showing. Yes, but in that account, the right corner username and that region is showing now. That is, I have here is not showing the region. Only global is showing.
You are in which particular machine? Sorry, service.
Amazon service.
No.
Console.
Did you open EC2
Only
service?
Login. I have just login. No.
No, you have just login it.
Yeah.
So first go to EC2 service. Because if you see here, I'm going to S3 service. If I go to S3 service, there are few service for which we are getting as region as global. Why we are getting global, we'll discuss in upcoming session. So go to EC2 service.
Okay.
Then it will show you the region, the default region, whichever is selected in your account.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Right. Anyone have any more questions? No question. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to terminate this EC2 machine. So we are already aware of that, how to terminate. So select this machine. Click on instance state. Click on terminate. And again, I'm going to click on terminate this particular EC2 machine. Now, let's check the next topic. The next topic is we need to learn about few of the basic Linux commands. But we are not going to start this basic Linux command. These basic Linux commands we are going to start in the tomorrow session. If anyone have any question, you can please raise your hand and let me know. And one more thing, guys, I'm sharing one more WhatsApp group link in the chat box. From tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. I'm going to start a AWS DevOps batch. So if you are interested to learn parallelly both the things, AWS DevOps and AWS also, then you can join the group by using the link which is shared in the chat box. Yes, Nirmala, you can unmute.
So, you have shown the like installing and terminating both. So while practicing, we can install and terminate again and again. We can do for practicing, no?
Yes, you can create multiple time instance.
Multiple
And always
times.
suggest you to terminate the instance. Why I'm suggesting you? Because Nirmala, whenever you're practicing, that time you will easily remember these steps. Because just watching the video or just seeing it or just
Okay.
remember the steps, no one can remember it. You will remember those things when you're doing practice.
Okay. So we can install and terminate. So
We can create and
do this
terminate.
again. We can create and terminate. So we can do it again and again.
Again and again.
There
Yes,
is no issue.
that's the best thing. Because with the help of this Nirmala, you can easily remember those steps.
Yes.
Might be in the interview, they can ask you, what are the steps you need to follow to create EC2 machine? When
Okay.
you're doing practice, that time you can remember these things.
Okay.
Okay.
And
No
you are
one can
saying
tell
that-
you,
Hmm.
no one can tell you that these are steps. You will remember these things when you're doing practice.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, you are saying, asking something more?
Yeah, you are saying that tomorrow AWS DevOps also class going on. So whether we can do simultaneously both classes,
You
because
can do
we
that
have
if you
more.
have time.
Hmm.
My suggestion is if you have enough time for practice, then go
Okay.
with both. Otherwise, go one by one.
Okay, one by one. If we have more time, then we can do both.
Because practice is more important.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
without practice, you will not remember anything. You will
Yes.
not get doubts. You will ask
Yes.
me question when you're doing practice.
Okay. Otherwise, after that also we can do DevOps.
It's up to you. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Tina, you can unmute.
Hi, sir. My question is, so you're stopping instance, right, sir? So
I'm terminating it, not stopping.
No. I'm talking about other
Okay.
instance you stopped, right, sir?
The other
So,
machines which I have, yes.
other machines, yeah. So is this validate for lifetime to reboot the machine or certain?
Till that time, I'm not going to terminate this machine. Machines will be there.
Okay. Whenever we want, we can reboot it, right, sir?
We can start these machines. Okay. But in AWS, whenever we stop our machine and start our machine, system will change the IP address. Public IP. What is the reason behind it? We will discuss in upcoming session when we reach to PPT number 8.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Okay, we'll discuss that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Anyone have any more questions? Okay, no questions. So with this, I'm ending this session. In tomorrow's session, we are going to learn about how we can create a Linux package. Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. See you tomorrow. Thank you.